Hello and welcome to the channel. This is basically a video about I'm updating you a bit about what I'm currently doing. It's I think several months since I last time put a video in my channel, and unfortunately that long, but for a very good reason. And currently I've been working on making a demonstration using two Raspberry Pis, the Intermo video sticks, which now I have 3 of them here to use on the robot. I added this kind of a central router with Wi-Fi and all kind of DHCP and all possible needed things. Originally I was thinking of putting this router into the Raspberry Pi, but then I found this nice small one which I can power from a Raspberry Pi or from one of these batteries. So I'm using that now as the central core of the robot network. I was also planning to use external antenna for like the remote control connection, but so far I had trouble getting any kind of like soft AP Wi-Fi USB dongle to work with Raspberry Pi without any problem. So I gave that part up now, and I have another one thanks to my friend, this kind of device, which I'm able to, since this one doesn't have an antenna connector for the external antenna, I'm going to use this one, and this is a second router here. Though I'm not sure if it's needed. Already when the enclosure is closed, this one, I can see the Wi-Fi quite far from this one alone. Next, I was planning that this will run the ROS core and also the web video server for ROS and other tools like for monitoring and so on. So it will be like the central, it will run ROS master, all those parts. And my idea was to make it read-only, protected read-only, so that you can remove the power headless, that you don't need the keyboard, you don't need the HDMI or anything, and you can just, however you want, take the power off and put the power back on, and the SD card won't be corrupted. But unfortunately that one didn't work out, so it's been surprisingly difficult to get that working. For one, many of the overlay root and similar systems, Billy Bob and what it was, a few others, which are meant for making this kind of read-only system easy, like Kiosk. They work okay for Ubuntu, which is okay for ROS, but unfortunately they seem to work only for Ubuntu, which is not compiled for ARM CPU. So when it comes to Raspberry Pi, they've been modified enough that it becomes a really hassle, and getting them to work properly is a serious problem. So then others are using Yocto Linux for doing the same thing, but that one doesn't support, if I understand correctly, the latest releases of ROS like Kinetic, only older ones. And also I tried Raspbian and with Raspbian Jessie, and I got it read-only using a few different instructions and using a TMPFS, basically a RAM disk. But that one, it's obvious that ROS was not designed to support this kind of read-only functionality, as there are a huge amount of logs and stuff which you cannot disable, or it's made very bad. So the fun part is that ROS would be ideal to use in a multi-computer, multi-Raspberry Pi environment like this. Headless, running on batteries, read-only SD cards so that you can't corrupt them, but there really isn't any support for it. It seems no one has cared. Most of the time ROS is run on a laptop stuck on top of a robot platform, which is few discs of metal and some wheels, as despite being very expensive, but that's what most of it is. So it's laptops and PCs stuck into, and that's everything running the same system, and not much more complicated systems done. So yeah, Unfortunately, ROS could provide a lot more to bring a lot more interesting things to robotics, but it seems literally no one is interested in this, or at least doing any of it. So I'm trying to get the ROS core. Now I'm trying, finally, I've tried multiple different combinations of different variations of ROS, different distributions of Ubuntu, Linux, Raspbian and so on, and different ways to get it perfectly working. I'm getting closer and closer. Then now I actually got the web video server, which was a total disaster because its older packages in Raspbian Jessie just wouldn't work properly. There was so much deprecated items there. Yeah, I'm actually planning to make a tutorial out of all of this later. And the second one, after getting the read-only ROS core working, I'm inside this box. There's another Raspberry Pi which will be connecting to the web cameras, and basically it won't be running the ROS core, but it will be publishing the topics and streaming the images out of the web cameras and taking that part. And then after that there will be a third one, most likely that one, that will then contain the Intel more video sticks and do some analysis on the image using this network. But I think I'm struggling currently getting the read-only system working with ROS, so let's see. But I will make a tutorial out of that one later. Thank you for watching. Hopefully see you soon.